Good day to one and all, and a warm welcome to today's session. We shall be talking about conventions and conferences in the hospitality industry. A bit about myself, Sheetal Gupta, an assistant professor at the AISSMS College of Hotel Management and Catering Technology in Pune. My email address is mentioned here. For any further queries or difficulties, kindly do contact me. Let us now start our presentation and topic today on conventions and conferences. What is meant by conventions? Conventions are large meetings of people who come to a place for several days at a time to talk about their shared work or other interests or to make decisions as a group. And conferences? A conference is a meeting of people who confer about a topic. Conference types include academic conference, science and academic, formal events where researchers present their results, workshops, corporate meetings, and other such meetings. Hence, the prime difference between a convention and a conference is that in a convention, it is a large gathering of people who meet for several days on end to talk about their shared work or common interests, while a conference could be a day meeting, usually for a day, who just meet about a specific topic. It could range from a meeting of 10 people up to 100 people at a time. As I said earlier, the difference between a convention and a conference. Conventions are typically based around membership, either official or unofficial, set agendas for the coming year, or discuss issues of interest. Whereas conferences are focused mainly on exchanging information and education. Let us now talk of the basic circle of a typical conference. In order to organize and connect, we have the event managers who mainly plan the conference. You have speakers, the attendees, the suppliers, third-party vendors, the event owners, and the sponsorship partners and exhibitors. All of these work together to make the conference a success. While planning a conference, food and beverage planning is of utmost importance. One must understand the audience and the type of event, the timing of the event and the numbers of attendees, how much to order, breakfast and break timings, beverages to be served, hors d'oeuvres to be served, and even in some cases, the bar could be arranged with alcoholic beverages. Hence, all must be planned well before the event. Let us look now at typical seating arrangement styles in conferences. The first one is theater style, which is the simplest style reflecting the seating found in a cinema theater in consecutive straight rows. The second type is the classroom seating, where the seating is like in a school classroom or a lecture classroom with chairs in consecutive straight rows with desktops. This is typically used in software conferences where the attendees need to place their laptops on a table. The herringbone, this style is very similar to a classroom. However, each consecutive row of chairs and tables are angled inwards like the herringbone shape. The U shape, as the name suggests, this style is in the shape of the letter U, with tables and chairs arranged in an open-ended configuration with the audience facing inwards. The horseshoe is very similar to a U shape. However, there are no tables, only chairs arranged in an open-ended configuration with the audience facing inwards. These are some of the typical seating arrangement styles found in conferences. Here you can see in diagram form the seating styles in conventions and conferences, that is theater, U-shape, boardroom style, workshop style, a classroom style, and the banquet or the cluster seating. The banquet or the cluster seating is typically used in cocktail dinners and social events, very rarely in certain times in conferences. Let us now present to you all a YouTube video courtesy which tells us something more about planning a convention and conference. Kindly do pay attention to this video.
5 things you need to know before planning a convention. It's safe to assume that planning a convention comes with a range of complexities. There are several things that need to be considered in order to make it successful. This means that if the convention isn't planned down to every detail, then it's not going to work out the way you want it to. Setting the perfect date, contracting the right motivational and keynote speaker, finding a suitable location, and making sure everyone can get there easily are some of the fundamentals for this project. Here are the top 5 things you need to know before planning a convention. 1. Speakers and entertainment. When it comes down to it then, your first order of business needs to be finding the right motivational speaker and necessary entertainment. If you don't have somebody that is going to connect with your audience, then it doesn't matter what location you choose because the audience is going to be bored. Make this your first priority and establish that you have something valuable to offer the people that come. Some of the best motivational speakers in the world, such as John Pullum, for example, only require a city and actual date in order to accept your invitation. With this in mind, make sure you get a keynote speaker that's worth the effort and the time. Ask for references and watch some videos if you have to, but don't give your audience a reason to fall asleep. 2. Location, location, location. The second step is to find the perfect place for the convention. First, look at who you will be inviting and where they will be coming from. You want to make it very easy and affordable for them to get there, so consider the geographical implications. Take into account how much the location is going to cost as well, because you don't want to end up overspending. Last but not least, pay attention to the weather conditions. Las Vegas can be over 110 degrees most summer days, and Michigan can be well below 0 degrees in the winter. You also don't want to book an event in Florida during hurricane season. In other words, you want a backup plan when the weather isn't going to play along. If it's going to be an outdoor event in the summertime, then get the necessary tents and coverage. But if you decide on an indoor event, which is especially helpful during the winter, take note of the environment and the atmosphere. You want it to be welcoming and exciting. 3. Accommodations and convention center. Always take into account the hotels where your guests are going to be staying. More importantly, you don't want the airfares and the accommodation to be too expensive, because then you will be facing a lot of last-minute cancellations. Some hotels raise their prices really high and sell out in a hurry if popular conventions are in town. You want to make sure you pick a time where this won't happen to you, unless you are the popular convention. If it's within your means to arrange transportation from the airport to the convention center or hotels, then definitely consider it, because it's going to count as a big convenience for those who are coming. It's also important to look at whether the convention center will be able to accommodate the number of guests and if the right equipment is available for the entertainment and motivational speaker, such as the lighting and the microphones. Read reviews on the hotels and convention centers you're considering before making your decision. Flying out to the location to check them out in advance before you book them is always a good idea. It's better to be safe than sorry. Don't trust the beautiful photos they put online. You can get high-quality venues at nice prices if you do your research and are flexible on event dates. 4. Transportation and flights. Regardless of whether the company is paying for the transportation or whether the people will be responsible for the bill, Always compare travel costs. If possible, travel arrangements that lead to the exact location are always better because it takes the pain out of traveling. Is the hotel attached to the convention center, or do your guests have to walk a long distance? If they have to walk, is a free shuttle bus available? There might be some people who will drive to the convention, so look at the parking facilities. Some convention centers and hotels will offer free parking for your guests during your negotiations with them. If they don't, ask for it. Make sure everything is in writing. 5. Perks. There are many perks you should be looking out for, such as better rates for rooms, free Wi-Fi, gym and spa facilities. In some cases, they might even offer free rooms, but it comes with a contingency that the hotel will sell a certain amount of meals and rooms during the period of the convention. It's crucial that you don't overestimate the latter because you will have to pay the difference. The hotels and convention centers want your business and are usually willing to go above and beyond to get it. If you tell them you are looking at other locations as well, this sometimes makes them offer you even more perks to win your business. With the perfect motivational speaker, keynote speaker, corporate entertainment, food, location, and venue, your event will be a success.
Well, I hope that video gave you little insight into conventions and conferences. The books that I have used for reference are mentioned here. Also, the YouTube courtesy video is by John Pullum. The image courtesy is by Google Images and from the above mentioned reference books. You may refer to these books for making further notes. I end my presentation here by giving a vote of thanks for your kind attention, and I do hope I was able to give you a better insight on conventions and conferences. Thank you and have a great day.